have the comfort level of knowing when to get out, when to buy, when to sell, and when to get out, contact us at philsgang.com. Join today, free for 10 days.
The stocks discussed on Phil's Gang are not in any way a recommendation or solicitation to buy, sell, or hold. If considering acting on information presented, we first recommend you seek out a competent, licensed professional for advice. Get ready for the radio show that tells you what Wall Street doesn't want you to know.
Oh, I'm a money magnet. Money's coming to me. Money sets me free. I'm a money magnet. Money's coming to me.
It's your daily dose of how to manage your money. And now it's time for Phil's Gang on the Off the Wall Street Radio Network. With your host, Phil Grandy.
Investors should really take note of the fact that even with a hot inflation print, we have very low treasury yields. And that tells you that we're really looking at it in a transitory inflation environment.
That is a bunch of nonsense. Transitory. How could it be transitory when inflation has been going up since 2008? What are you, nuts? When sugar and coffee in the last year had just gone up about 35-40%, that's not transitory. When it increases that much, to try to take parking space in our heads saying that's transitory is a bull-faced lie. It's not. It's just unbelievable. Listen to this.
So it sounds like you're in the transitory camp. I'm trying to feel out where you are on the transitory scale. How likely is it that the Fed would have to move?
It's a good question. So some of this is transitory, but not all of it, because part of what we're trying to do is get inflation expectations cemented at the 2% target. They've been slumping down below target over the last decade, and we want to reinforce our inflation target. So we want to get inflation expectations up. 5-year break even has been trading somewhat higher here, but not at such a high level that I'm worried about it.
Hear what he said? Inflation's been going down, not up. Are you kidding? The stock market has gone up 500% since 2008. That's not inflation? Inflation has been soaring since 2008. Why? Because we keep printing money. And when you print money and you destroy the dollar and you replace printing and spending, you replace productivity for printing and spending, you can't even pay your debt. This is just unbelievable.
Inflation is the question du jour, and it is causing a lot of angst on Wall Street right now. How do you interpret these moves we're seeing in commodities and inflation expectations that's spilling over to the NASDAQ and now the broader market?
I do think we're going to see more inflation in 2021. I'd say maybe 2.5% to 3%. Reading it right now, we're certainly.
Wait a minute. He just said earlier it's transitory. Now he says what, going to go up? They don't know what to tell you. These people with the Fed. This is one of the Fed guys right here. They're not going to tell you the truth. It's unbelievable. And nobody wants to talk about the trade deficit. Unbelievable. Since 2008, our owners, the elitists who control the Federal Reserve and who control Congress, the leaders in Congress, intentionally drive inflation. What a lie what a lie they just told. They've been driving inflation. They want inflation. Inflation is a dishonest and deliberate policy to screw us. It's a deliberate policy of Congress who do not want to reduce their spending. If Congress ever reduced spending, the only way you're going to get them to reduce spending if you have term limits. They're dishonest. Inflation is a tax, but it's dishonest and it's deliberate. They do not want to stop spending. Are you kidding? You ever seen a politician who wants to stop spending? The government creates new money, the Treasury, through the Fed, in order to cover what it spends in excess of the income it comes in. This year, $8 trillion they're spending. They're bringing in $3.5 trillion. You got to print and cover that. You talk about dishonest budget deficits. Like I said, this year, they're going to spend $8 trillion. They're going to bring in taxes 3.5. You talk about budget deficits. Budget deficits are a reason for these politicians, our Congress, to have the Treasury print more money. Well, who does the spending? They do. Because they could care less about productivity. They don't care about producing goods. They're just crooked. They are the terrorists. They're the financial terrorists. They're the threat, not China, not Russia, not ISIS. They're the threat, our Congress. Think about it. When more is spent than is raised by taxes they collect, the government makes up the difference with printing. Printing money is inflation, and it kills your dollar. Those dollars are in your pocket. Go to the grocery store, get a bag of potato chips. 3/4 of it, it used to be half was there. Now 3/4 is there. Inflation, anybody talks inflation, just remember this. Inflation is these gangsters' unwillingness to cut their spending. These gangsters in Congress, they're not willing to cut their spending. They want to keep spending and spending and spending. And they won't raise taxes either, because it's not popular. So they're going to print more money. Don't raise taxes. If they explain to people that you're better off paying more taxes, because, see, you pay the tax, you get the cost down, it's over. But the spending is not transitory. And all this printing of money is inflation. And that's not transitory. They keep trying to tell. If I hear that word transitory one more time, I go to bed every night. I don't count sheep anymore. I count the word transitory. Jumping over a fence in my mind. Transitory, transitory, transitory. It's all you hear, transitory. It's the same fraud that we heard, Russia, 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 Russia. The Russians, the Russians. It's all the Russians. Trump's the Russian. He's a spy. It's the same thing. They're doing the same thing now to us with inflation. When do you see the budget deficit this year? That's a killer. Look, politicians are crooked. They want to spend, but they do not want to pay. They do not want to raise taxes because they don't want to go home and have somebody, oh, you're raising my taxes. Either unpopular. So guess what they look to? They intentionally look to inflation, but you can't convince anybody of that. Because if we could, there'd be buses down in Washington. We'd have 5,000 buses at the Capitol throwing those bums out. Now, they're not all bad. I'm not saying every congressman's bad. We have some good congressmen. Matter of fact, our own congressman here in Sarasota is good. Buchanan. They're not all bad. But unfortunately, they're the minority. Ron Paul, great congressman. Jordan. But look, they can't do anything. So when I tell you all this inflation you're seeing, coffee up 40%, sugar up 35-40%, lumber up 200%, everything you see is going, your prescription drugs are up, everything's up. Remember what that is. That's your crooked politicians, because they want to spend. They are willing to raise taxes and be honest with us, because raising taxes are unpopular. And they intentionally look to inflation. So the next time you go buy some meat or you gas up at the pumps, just remember, that's intentional. Those prices of gasoline and food when you go shopping now today, that's all intentional. That's become their answer to running these deficits where they spend $8 trillion and bring in $3.5 trillion. What are you, nuts?
Want more information on this show? Go to philsgang.com or give them a call at 877-600-GANG.
When the market's open, we watch the market all day long. And when we see there's an opportunity for a stock, and it's a stock that we've been following, there's a lot of stocks we put on our watch list, and it has to hit a certain criteria. Then when it does, we alert you. You immediately get an alert that says, we bought this stock, X stock, at $30. So you get an alert immediately. What's better than that? I mean, nobody does that for you. But the most important thing, they'll say, okay, here's why we're getting out now, or here's why we're taking profits. I think it's going to go down. Look, the most important thing is this. I want you to be prepared for when the market does tank or rally, that you're with us, Phil's Gang. 877-600-GANG. Join my gang right now, Phil's Gang. 877-600-GANG, and you'll be in position, and you'll sleep at night, and you don't have to worry.
Find out more at philsgang.com or call 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. That's 877-600-4264.
Hi, I'm Phil Grain at philsgang.com. You probably heard me on the radio talking about investing in stocks and trading stocks. Well, this is a special message that I am sending out to you. You, the person who is the beginner, who are getting excited. You're seeing every day the stock market going up, never comes down, keeps going up because of the tremendous stimulus that the president is putting into this market. He wants to continue this market going up while the economy's going down. And that's what it's doing. The economy's going straight down. You know, banks right now, worst ever. They've gone down 40%. I mean, everything's going down. Companies aren't making money, but the stock market's still going up. And you got to be very, very careful when you get into a market like this. You got to know when to get out, and that's where we come in. So if you're a beginner and you want to start learning how to invest stocks properly and have the comfort level of knowing when to get out, when to buy, when to sell, and when to get out, contact us at philsgang.com. Join today, free for 10 days.
Why pay thousands of dollars for a weekend seminar when for only $39.95 a month, philsgang.com provides all the daily market investing information you need to make profits in the stock market. With over 40 years of investing experience, only Phil Grandy and the philsgang.com team provide daily live investing webinars, up-to-the-minute market updates, all the investing educational videos you can imagine. Don't hesitate to learn, invest, and make profits. Go to philsgang.com or call 877-600-GANG, 877-600-4264. With the philsgang.com membership, we bring investors right to the floor, into the pits with Phil's daily live webinar classroom. Get inside market guidance on investing strategies. Find out more at philsgang.com or call 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. Don't have time to analyze and study stocks? At philsgang.com, we recognize that there are all types of investors, and we also recognize that your time is valuable. So we offer investing programs for all individuals. We offer investing programs for long-term and short-term positions. And philsgang.com provides quick and easy to understand investing videos that only take a few minutes to watch. With the philsgang.com investing programs, you will learn technical stock charting, how to execute your trades, and most importantly, you will gain the confidence to know when to get out of a stock and take profits. Sign up at philsgang.com. That's philsgang.com. Or give them a call, 877-600-GANG.
Thinking about investing in the stock market? Go to philsgang.com, where we have over 50 years experience in trading and investing in the stock market. Phil's Gang teaches you how to make profits in the market with stock chart analysis, up-to-the-minute alerts, and always keeping you informed with professional guidance in long and short-term positions. Go to philsgang.com or call one of our professional staff to answer your questions. 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. Stop wondering about your financial future and start doing something about it.
Remember, when this market crashed in 2009, it should have never crashed, because the chairperson of these two committees, their job was to protect consumers, protect our investments, and they're supposed to ensure that our investments are being monitored. Where were they in 2009 and 2008? They weren't anywhere, because they don't do that. They take care of themselves. They protect themselves. They become richer. So you can't depend on these crooks in Congress. The stock market is a great place to be, but you just got to know this is a different market than your grandfather's market. So why don't you, for 30 days, join my gang, 877-600-GANG, try it for 30 days, $39.95. Follow me. I tell you when to buy, when to sell, when to add, and when to run like hell. All I ask you start making money, please remember St. Jude.
Don't wait. Join Phil's Gang today and make profits. Go to philsgang.com or call 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. That's 877-600-4264. Welcome back. Learn, invest, and make profits with Phil Grandy. Simply go to philsgang.com. Now, here's Phil.
And welcome back to Phil's Gang. So, this weekend they were talking about the inflation, 5%. What a bunch of garbage that is. All weekend, 5%, 5%. That's all you heard. What are you, nuts? That's insane. Not 5%. God. Just go to any store. You'll see. It's awful. So what do you do when there's inflation? Keep buying bags of potato chips that 3/4 is air? Don't change your lifestyle? No. You got to take what money you have, even though it's being devalued. You got to get it to work. If you just get wages and you put it in a 401k, that won't work. That's not going to save you. 401ks are one of the worst returns possible because of the terrible, terrible prices. What they charge you. The fees are a killer. But nobody cares as long as they hear every day, oh, we're up another new high, another new high, another new high. Nobody cares. They don't even look at the reports that come in from their brokers, throw them in a drawer. They don't care. You're not going to make money. And you're going to give it all back, what little you do make. And it's going to be worse than when you gave it back during the dot-com crash or the housing crash. What you saw in February of 2020 to March, the fastest drop ever, 32% in a stock. That's just a little taste of what this is going to be. They came in, and they came in with the idea, we'll call this the pandemic, right? The pandemic. Let's blow up the pandemic like it's worse than polio or something. And it wasn't any worse than what they're finding out now than the flu. But they had to make this thing so scary because they wanted to create stimulus. They had to print more. They wanted to print more money. They wanted to print more money. The idea: stop producing and print money. Take the place of production with money. Print money, spend it, and that takes the place of production. Moves the stock market higher and higher, then convince the people the stock market is the economy when it's not. It's unbelievable. Inflation starts with the government, with our Congress, the expansion of the money supply. The Congress and the Federal Reserve work together. Remember, they're one with one. They're like the same. Inflation starts with our congressmen and the guys that own the Federal Reserve. It's all about expand the money supply, expand the money supply. Now that creates benefits for some, while others get screwed. Main Street, the rich do well. They want inflation. When you expand that money supply, inflation goes up, and so don't all their assets that guy on Main Street doesn't have. I talk about that all the time. So you got one group that's winning big time. You got the other group that's really getting screwed. Those people on fixed incomes, wow. If you're on fixed incomes, people who have loans, savings accounts, they're suffering losses every day. Unbelievable. But then if you're wealthy and you have a lot of real estate, you're making money. You have an art collection, you're making a fortune. Stamp collection, you're making a fortune. So what do you do? Well, what we've been doing is we've been making sure that as they keep manipulating the 10-year Treasury yield to come down, and boy, are they manipulating it. They are manipulating it. Never seen anything like this. While inflation's going up, they're manipulating the yields to drive the yields down. What are you, nuts? See, they got to keep those rates down. They know they got to keep these rates down. They know they can't raise rates. They got to keep them down there at zero. The only way they can do that is to make sure that they keep those Treasury yields down. So keep printing money and go buy Treasuries to drop those down artificially. Just crazy. So what you do, and what we've been doing, we've been picking out stocks that work well, okay, with yields. One of the best groups has been the REITs. And we've done so well with the REITs, Real Estate Investment Trusts. The symbol VNQ. VNQ, that's an ETF. Now, we've already, when this turned green back in, let's go back to March, and it was around $88. Today we're at $104 or $105. Now, that's a 19% run. That's been doing pretty good. Now, I expect all stocks soon are going to correct. This has nothing to do with the crash that's coming. But I expect all stocks very soon are going to have a 10% correction. Or nobody's going to tell you that. But that's what I'm seeing. We're going to have a 10% correction. So that's why every day I set my members up and teach them how to make money when the market goes down. But when it pulls back, one thing you don't want to listen to anybody anywhere, they tell you, okay, wait till the pullback and buy. Wait till the pullback. You know how they tell you that? Wait till the pullback and buy. Buy in the pullback. Buy in the pullback. And I always say, well, where? Where do you want people to buy in the pullback? Well, I don't know. Just tell them buy in the pullback. No. If the REITs, VNQ's at $105 today, and it pulls back to $102, you don't buy it again until it makes a new high. If it pulls back to $100, you don't buy it unless it makes the new high. So let's say the high the other day was $105. So if it comes down to $102, you don't start buying at $102. Let it go back up above that $105. And I'll tell you why when I get back from my break. Join my gang, philsgang.com, free for 10 days. Sign up where it says philsgang.com and Working Investor Group.
Want more information on this show? Go to philsgang.com or give them a call at 877-600-GANG.
When the market's open, we watch the market all day long. And when we see there's an opportunity for a stock, and it's a stock that we've been following, there's a lot of stocks we put on our watch list, and it has to hit a certain criteria. Then when it does, we alert you. You immediately get an alert that says, we bought this stock, X stock, at $30. So you get an alert immediately. What's better than that? I mean, nobody does that for you. But the most important thing, they'll say, okay, here's why we're getting out now, or here's why we're taking profits. I think it's going to go down. Look, the most important thing is this. I want you to be prepared for when the market does tank or rally, that you're with us, Phil's Gang. 877-600-GANG. Join my gang right now, Phil's Gang. 877-600-GANG, and you'll be in position, and you'll sleep at night, and you don't have to worry.
Find out more at philsgang.com or call 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. That's 877-600-4264.
Hi, I'm Phil Grain at philsgang.com. You probably heard me on the radio talking about investing in stocks and trading stocks. Well, this is a special message that I am sending out to you. You, the person who is the beginner, who are getting excited. You're seeing every day the stock market going up, never comes down. It keeps going up because of the tremendous stimulus that the president is putting into this market. He wants to continue this market going up while the economy's going down. That's what it's doing. The economy's going straight down. You know, banks right now are the worst ever. They've gone down 40%. I mean, everything's going down. Companies aren't making money, but the stock market's still going up. And you got to be very, very careful when you get into a market like this. You got to know when to get out, and that's where we come in. So if you're a beginner and you want to start learning how to invest stocks properly and have the comfort level of knowing when to get out, when to buy, when to sell, and when to get out, contact us at philsgate.com. Join today, free for 10 days. Hi, I'm Phil Grandy. Is your business prepared to respond to any emergency in the workplace? Well, you better be. Let over 30 years of law enforcement experience go to work for you. Boyd Investigative Group is here for all your business security needs. I know. I use them. They're terrific. Call today for your free confidential consultation. 941-724-4535. That's 941-724-4535. Or visit them on the website, BoydInvestigativeGroup.com.
License number A1900020.
Hi, I'm Phil Grandy at philsgang.com. You probably heard me on the radio talking about investing in stocks and trading stocks. Well, this is a special message that I am sending out to you. You, the person who is the beginner, who are getting excited. You're seeing every day the stock market going up, never comes down, keeps going up because of the tremendous stimulus that the president is putting into this market. He wants to continue this market going up while the economy's going down. That's what it's doing. The economy's going straight down. You know, banks right now, the worst ever. They've gone down 40%. I mean, everything's going down. Companies aren't making money, but the stock market's still going up. And you got to be very, very careful when you get into a market like this. You got to know when to get out, and that's where we come in. So if you're a beginner and you want to start learning how to invest stocks properly and have the comfort level of knowing when to get out, when to buy, when to sell, and when to get out, contact us at philsgate.com. Join today, free for 10 days. What, are you nuts? If the stock market can make you so rich, especially Apple and Microsoft and Google and Amazon and the rest, why are so many Americans poor? If the 401k promises you a retirement, then why is it we are in a retirement crisis? Here's the answer. Because 85% of you get out of the market too late. I fixed that with my color-coded chart, which tells you when to buy, when to sell, and when to get out. That's right, when to run like hell. Check it out. You get a free membership and the free color-coded chart for 10 days. Check it out, philsgang.com.
At St. Jude Children's Research Hospital, we're fighting against childhood cancer every day. At the heart of this battle are our donors.
Most of us want to make some type of difference in the lives of others. St. Jude does miraculous work.
The fact that no one has to pay, it's a place where everyone is treated as an equal.
Everybody is welcome here, and it doesn't matter your religion or what part of the world you're from, all that is taken away. It just gives you some hope.
It's just a nice feeling to put your energy into something that really does genuinely make a difference in a child's life.
There's just no greater gift. If we have the ability to help, then we have a responsibility to help.
Finding cures, saving children. St. Jude Children's Research Hospital. Find out how you can help at stjude.org.
Welcome back to the Phil's Gang Show. Are you ready to make profits in the stock market? Then go to philsgang.com or give us a call at 877-600-GANG. Now, here's Phil.
And welcome back to Phil's Gang. So we're talking about what do you do when you have all this inflation? Everybody's lying to you, telling you, don't worry, I'm going to be here for a few days and it's going to be all gone. Unbelievable. So the best thing is to find those stocks that work in your favor. And right now, REITs. Now, banks, as they keep trying to lower these yields, which they're doing, and it's all artificial. It's fake. It's all manipulated, pushing these yields down, these interest rates down in 10-year Treasury. It's all fake. So what happens is the banks, if you're in bank stocks, you're going to get really hit hard. Banks don't do well. Banks do well when we have inflation and those yields are going up. But take a look at the banks, XLF. XLF, that's the ETF. And we caught the banks beautifully. When they turned green on our chart, that was around February 12th, around $31. And then it ran up to around $38. Beautiful. Nice, 22%. They were leading. They took over the leadership of the big tech. Big tech was getting clobbered because those rates were going up. And when you don't want to be in big tech, you don't want to be in Facebook, you don't want to be in Google or Netflix when those yields are going up. That's why I watch them like a hawk for my members. We all do around here. So here you got the bank stocks were climbing beautifully, but then we knew we could tell our students, our members, okay, let's take profits on those bank stocks. We got to get ready, okay, and because these stocks are going to get hit because rates are coming down. Now, with rates coming down, what they're going to do is they're going to go back into the big tech stocks. So we took them out of and into V&Q. Okay, V&Q. That's the REITs doing terrific. So we moved them. We had a reversal out of the bank stocks. Now we're shorting them. Now we're looking for good shorting opportunities. You just don't get out and go find another stock. That's crazy. That's how you really get killed in the market. I mean, think about it. See, so let's say the stock going up. I think we said 20%, whatever it was, 22%. Well, when you get out of that stock at 22% and you go try to find it like stock, you can't because the other stocks all moved up at the same time. All these low interest rates at zero lift all these boats at the same time. So if you enjoyed a 20% gain in a stock because you bought it early, especially if you were with us because you had the buy signal with the color, but you get out of that stock and go into another stock, you're screwed because it's up to 20%. It was up 15%. No. You got to buy stocks that are on sale, but stocks have not been on sale for a very, very long time. So what do? Find stocks that are making new highs, like the REITs. In other words, we always take care of our members. We'll tell them, okay, we are starting to see those yields, interest rates come down. Now let's move your money out of the bank stocks. Let's put your money into the REITs. And also, let's take a little bit of money and we'll put it back into growth stocks that went down and the big tech stocks that went down. Those are going to start going back up. Just the reverse. They just reversed them. That's all they did. It was all manipulated. They wanted to get those big tech stocks back up. So by lowering the yields, they knew they could kill the banks, which everybody was in them. Everybody jumps out of the banks. They're going into the REITs, and now they're going back into the big tech stocks they just got out of. But be very careful with the big tech stocks. I'm telling you, as I told my members, do not. Just go look up XLK. That's an ETF. Until that, it's at 142.71. Until it can get above 145 and hold 145, if you get into any big tech, you're going to lose big. If it can get up above 145 and hold, you're going to be okay. And do what we do, put a stop in. So if it does drop, it kicks you out automatically. So anybody who wants to, and I would not buy the individual stocks. I would not buy a Facebook or Google unless you really know what you're doing. Okay, unless you really know what you're doing. They've been trying to break out, and they've been having a hell of a time because most investors don't want these stocks because they know inflation is not transitory. I hate that damn thing, transitory. It's not. So they know inflation is going to get worse and worse and worse because look at the money printing. They're going to do another $6 to $8 trillion. So I would stay out of those. Now, unless you're very experienced. Now, we bought some eBay the other day, broke out, okay, and now it's coming back down today. See, that's what's going to happen with these stocks, the big tech stocks. You get a couple, 3 days. So you got to know what you're doing. Put in a stop. Make sure you protect yourself when it starts dropping back because inflation is not transitory. It's a bunch of lies. In 2008, remember, they decided to print an excessive amount of money for the purpose of devaluating the dollar. So to devalue the amount of debt our country owes to its creditors, China, Japan, and the Saudis. For them to tell you this is transitory, let me tell you what's not transitory, the lie. Do you realize they've been telling us since 2008 inflation is at their target's at 2%? Oh, really? 2%? Yeah, they say, oh, we've been under our target. They've been saying that for 13 years, under their target. Really? Life insurance premiums, just in 1 year, up 34%. Coffee, 35%. Sugar, 38%. Lumber, 220%. Cost of homes, 30%. The stocks, just take the spiders in 1 year, up 33%. Silver, up 50%. Up 50%. You know, when they give us those CPI number, it doesn't include a basket of 100,000 commonly used products that we use every day. They make sure they don't give us numbers on 100,000 products we use every day. Imagine that. That's how crooked that number is. And because they're not being honest with you that we're going to go into stagflation, you're not ready and you're going to get killed, especially you people in 401ks. You're going to get killed. And remember what stagflation is. That occurs when we have the inflation rate and we have unemployment rate rising together. And let me tell you why our unemployment rise is going to go up with our inflation. Because of the big trade deficits. Trade deficits kill our jobs. Kills them. The more the Federal Reserve and the elitists in Congress push inflation to benefit themselves, just themselves, that's all they care about, to increase their own wealth through their assets appreciating, Main Street gets slaughtered. Main Street gets slaughtered. Main Street, all those goods, okay, they're going up so fast as our standard of living is contracting. The more that happens, the more money our genius Powell prints. Can you imagine how stupid this man is? He's not stupid. I shouldn't say that. He knows exactly what he's doing. He's going to screw Main Street for Wall Street. So please make sure you're in the right stocks. Unless somebody's telling you and guiding you every day, okay, this is the group we got to get out. This is the group we got to get in. These are the ones we want to buy more because of what's going on with the inflation. If you don't hear from your broker or your planner and you're just sitting there and you're not getting calls or emails from them telling you exactly what to do, you better, because you're going to get slaughtered. At least my members know every day what's going on, where they should be invested. I mean, I'll guarantee you most of you never get a call or even an email from the people taking care of your money because they don't care. Nobody cares about you. And they're going to keep dropping these short-term Fed rates. And I'll tell you why when I get back. The short-term, not the long-term, how it's going to affect you. Join my gang free for 10 days.
Want more information on this show? Go to philsgang.com or give them a call at 877-600-GANG. Short on time but want to invest in the stock market? Let philsgang.com help you. For only $39.95 a month, you get complete access to all of Phil's powerful investing programs, videos, and resources.
That works for me. Log in, watch the videos, and make profits.
Find out more at philsgang.com or call 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. philsgang.com. Short on time but want to invest in the stock market? Let philsgang.com help you. For only $39.95 a month, you get complete access to all of Phil's powerful investing programs, videos, and resources.
That works for me. Log in, watch the videos, and make profits.
Find out more at philsgang.com or call 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. philsgang.com.
Remember, when this market crashed in 2009, it should have never crashed because the chairperson of these two committees, their job was to protect consumers, protect our investments, and they're supposed to ensure that our investments are being monitored. Where were they in 2009 and 2008? They weren't anywhere because they don't do that. They take care of themselves. They protect themselves. They become richer. So you can't depend on these crooks in Congress. The stock market is a great place to be, but you just got to know this is a different market than your grandfather's market. So why don't you, for 30 days, join my gang, 877-600-GANG, try it for 30 days, $39.95. Follow me. I tell you when to buy, when to sell, when to add, and when to run like hell. All I ask you, start making money. Please remember St. Jude.
Don't wait. Join Phil's Gang today and make profits. Go to philsgang.com or call 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. That's 877-600-4264.
Did you know breast cancer kills 113 people every day? That's unacceptable.
African American women die from breast cancer nearly 41% more than Caucasian women.
That's unacceptable.
Breast cancer is the leading cause of all cancer deaths for Hispanic women.
Breast cancer is unacceptable.
Together with Susan G. Komen, we're committed to reducing U.S. breast cancer deaths by half.
And we're going to do it by 2026. Visit Komen.org/unacceptable.
Hi, I'm Phil Grain at philsgang.com. You probably heard me on the radio talking about investing in stocks and trading stocks. Well, this is a special message that I am sending out to you. You, the person who is the beginner, who are getting excited. You're seeing every day the stock market going up. It never comes down. It keeps going up because of the tremendous stimulus that the president is putting into this market. He wants to continue this market going up while the economy's going down. And that's what it's doing. The economy's going straight down. You know, banks right now, worst ever. They've gone down 40%. I mean, everything's going down. Companies aren't making money, but the stock market's still going up. And you got to be very, very careful when you get into a market like this. You got to know when to get out, and that's where we come in. So if you're a beginner and you want to start learning how to invest stocks properly and have the comfort level of knowing when to get out, when to buy, when to sell, and when to get out, contact us at philsgang.com. Join today, free for 10 days. Hi, I'm Phil Grandy. Is your business prepared to respond to any emergency in the workplace? Well, you better be. Let over 30 years of law enforcement experience go to work for you. Boyd Investigative Group is here for all your business security needs. I know. I use them. They're terrific. Call today for your free confidential consultation. 941-724-4535. That's 941-724-4535. Or visit them on the website, BoydInvestigativegroup.com.
License number A1900020.
Welcome back. Are you ready to make profits in the stock market? Why not check out philsgang.com or give us a call, 877-600-4264. Now, here's Phil.
And welcome back to Phil's Gang. Okay, now, listen to this closely. The Dow is down to 162 points, and the NASDAQ is up 69. Now, what's that mean? We've been seeing for the last couple months where the Dow has been up 69 going into the close, and the NASDAQ down 160. And that means the NASDAQ has not been leading. But now it's flipped the other way. Why? Because Wall Street is manipulating the yields to come down. They want to drive those big techs up because they are just addicted to them. So you can make money back into the big tech stocks. But be careful. Don't listen to these dopes on CNBC or Fox Business or any of those, Bloomberg's. I'm telling you, you want to know one thing. Is the money going to continue to go into XLK? Okay, that's the ETF. And if you want to make money you watch the yields on a 10-year treasury. Today the yield is, I just look over the 1.46. Remember, our yield's been staying around 150, and they brought it down to break that 1.46. All artificial. It's all fake. They're driving it down on purpose because they want people to do exactly what they're doing. Get rid of their bank stocks, which we're shorting. So if you join us, you'll be shorting with us the bank stocks. And that's XLF or KRE, the symbols. And then you'll be buying some of these big tech stocks and semiconductors. Now, the big tech, the best way to play it is by the ETF, XLK. That way you own all the big tech, including Microsoft, Apple, Facebook, Netflix, Google, Amazon. You own them all in one basket. So put them all in one basket and watch the basket. Right now, it's trading at $142.98. If that can break above 145 and hold, don't drop. If it doesn't drop below that 143.50, it holds, then it's going to be okay, as long as the yields stay where they are or lower. If you see the yields coming up and starting to go back to the upside, then you got to get out of them. But we do all that for you. You don't have to worry about it. Okay? We watch it like a hawk all day long. I'm telling you, we're here at 4 in the morning. We start because the European market stops, and we follow this stuff for you, so our members don't have to worry about it. So right now, if you look at XLK on your chart, it's what we call an ugly face. Okay, it means the high's been around 143.66 around April. Now we're at 140. Now we're at 142.99. So let's say 143. So if we get above that 144, you can start slowly buying stock. But it's got to get above that 145 where you really put any serious shares on, okay? Don't go after the individual stock. You're out of your mind to go after if you want to go after Facebook, that's breaking out, right? Trying to break out. You're trying to go after Google. That broke out last week. But I wouldn't go after those. Amazon, it's starting to come back up now. It's called a dog stock. Those are good because they're a short covering. They have to go up for a little while, then they'll stop. And there's volatility. Netflix, that's going to start moving back up shortly. Okay, Microsoft and Apple already moving. I already got my members and watching those like a hawk. Apple is going to be ready to buy soon. Okay, it's ready to almost turn green. So all these stocks are on their way back up. So why get involved with each one individually? Just buy XLK and you own them all. And it's a smoothing mechanism, okay? Unless you really know what you're doing. Now, Apple is going to soon be green. If you buy Apple today, you're out of your mind. Do not buy Apple today. It's not ready to buy. Even though you look at your chart, you see it's going up. My chart is staying red, telling you there's not enough money coming into Apple to sustain itself. Okay? And Apple is only going up. It's called a short covering rally. Everybody who shorted it are buying that stock back. They have to. They're forced to. Let me explain what a short is. If you own Apple, it's you own it at $136. I come to you and I say I think Apple's going down, and you say okay, so I want to borrow your stock. So I make a deal with you. Look, you own Apple 136, so you're going to have to sell me, okay, the stock at any price below that 136. So if it goes down to 135 and then I want to end the contract, you have to buy it, you lost money. Okay, at 136, you hold at 136, now all of a sudden it goes down to 133. I can demand that you buy that stock from me at 133. I make the difference between 133 and 136, you lose. So what happens with everybody who's making money on the way down, like somebody now somebody, when it was down, let's say you bought it, you thought the stock was going to go up higher than 136. So I said to the guy, okay, 136, I don't think it's going up. So I'll tell you what, I'm going to offer you when it gets down to about 130, I'm going to offer you some money for or 123, and you got to pay me. You got to take my order, which means you lose the difference. So if I say to you, okay, you got to buy my shares now at 130, he loses between 136 and 130. I gain. So easy to do. But my color-coded chart tells you exactly when to execute. Remember, this stock started to turn around, going to the upside. They stopped it from going down on May 12th. They went back up and failed again on May 19th. Went up again and failed again on June 30th. Now it's finally moving up, but it's red. So it went from a low of around 123. It's now at 130. Don't buy it here. Wait till it turns green. So if you join my gang, you don't have to worry about that. We monitor these. We tell you exactly what to do. And at 2 o'clock every day, we post every stock in our portfolio and with a little video telling you exactly what to do. Here's Steve talking about Caterpillar today.
Caterpillar, you can go ahead and add to this short position and put your stop above it at 222.95. 222.
So he's telling exactly what to do with Caterpillar. We did really well with Caterpillar. We shorted it. But isn't that nice? You have somebody every day telling you exactly what to do with your stocks that are in your portfolio. Exactly what to do. No guesswork. You got it right there. Perfect. That's what you need. Okay? So now, again, so stay with XLK. Don't go for these individual names or you're going to get clobbered. Because these guys, believe me, these are very volatile because the yields are going to go right up because they're trying to do everything they can to push them down. It's not working. Okay? All right. So stay with your tech stocks if you're really XLK, your ETF, if you're experienced. If you're not, then just stay with your REITs. But I think the REITs are going to pull back a little bit, okay? We may get a pullback in all our stocks a little bit. So make sure you use stops. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, that's a good reason for you to join my gang because we do it all for you, okay? You don't have to worry about it. So, again, as I said, they decided 2008 to print an excessive amount of money for the purpose of devaluating dollars so they could devaluate the amount of debt this country owes to our creditors, China, Japan, and the Saudis. That screwed all of us. They screwed all of us because when we print all that money, the value of our dollars in our wallet is going down. That's called inflation, okay? That's called inflation. So, but they intentionally drive inflation. They want inflation to go up. They lie and say they're fighting it. They want it to go up. Okay, they want inflation because they want to replace productivity. They hate productivity. They don't want productivity. They want spending, okay, to replace productivity. And then they take the spending, I'm talking about speculation in the stock market. The consequences, okay, of their actions are severe, but nobody in CNBC or Fox tells you. Remember, the byproduct of this inflation, all this printing of money, to purposely put inflation in so they can get rich while screwing everybody on Main Street are trade deficits. What are you, nuts? Trade deficits destroy our jobs. And now you're talking about income inequality. Income inequality increases with trade deficits. We got trade deficits up to yin-yang, man. Trade deficits are horrible, horrible. We're talking $900 billion. Trade deficits kill you. Kill you. When you devaluate the dollar, to devaluate that debt it owes to China. When our government does that, they're purposely hurting people on Main Street. And they know they are. Just like when we go and put savings in a bank, you get hardly nothing. They're hurting you. They don't care. These guys in Congress don't care. These guys on Wall Street don't care. It's all to get them rich. But you can participate in that wealth if you only know what you're doing. So join my gang. Try it just for 10 days. That's all. See if it works for you. Please remember St. Jude if you do decide to stay and you're making money. I'll see you on the charts. Join my gang, philsgang.com, free for 10 days.
You have been listening to Phil's Gang with your host, Phil Grandy, on the Off the Wall Street Radio Network. Off the Wall Street Radio Network. Remember to visit Phil's website at philsgang.com. That's philsgang.com. Or call the office, 877-600-4264. That's 877-600-4264.
It's up to me.